Okay, so like I was trying to tell you, practical sessions are very important. Okay,
Like
they are very, very extremely important. Okay, they are extremely important in the sense that they give a learner a hands-on experience. Okay, they give a learner a hands-on experience. Okay, so the way I've structured my lesson today, I've structured it in such a way that I'm going to look at what a practical is. I'm going to give you benefits of a practical, and also I'm going to give you some disadvantages of, of a practical. Okay, so that is a brief overview of, I'm just going to tackle those three sections on a practical assessment. Okay, so we know to say computer studies is a subject that highly uses the aspect of practical in it. Okay, so Otilia is saying my voice is not clear. Are you able to get me now? Please write in the chat group if at all you're not able to get me. Anyone? Confirm if at all my audio is now clear. Otilia, are you able to get me?
Sir, it's clear.
It's clear. Okay, okay, thank you very much. So, like I was trying to say, I'm going to focus on those three, okay, categories. I'm going to look at what generally what a practical is, and then we are going to look at the benefits, and then we are also going to look at the demerits of a practical session. Okay, so we are good to go. Okay, so a practical session, okay, a practical session, okay. The aim of a practical, of arranging a practical session, practical experience, okay, okay. The aim of is for learners to develop to develop from a general perspective to specific. Okay, okay, okay. You are moving from general to what? To specific. Okay, where learners are able to deduce from the information that you provided. You as a teacher, you provided the information. Okay, okay, and now your learners now are now able to apply that general information. Remember, last time we were looking at creation of a database. Okay, there was the theory part that we looked at. Okay, so that theory part is just something that was just to bring about the information about what? About a database. Okay, about a database. Okay. So in a more practical sense, we started now creating a simple database using Microsoft Access. Okay, we used Microsoft Access for us to create that database. Okay, so your knowledge, first of all, was involved in the aspect where you were just availed with the information about rows, okay, information about columns, okay. All that information was availed to you, okay. Information about a key. Are we together? I hope you do remember all this information when we're looking at Microsoft Access. Okay. So in order for us to make sure to say learners are able to understand, we have to use a practical experience, okay, to enhance their practical competence, okay, to enhance their practical what? Competence. That is the reason why we use practicals, okay, enhance their practical experience, competence, okay, and also to make sure to say the learners are able to are we together? Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, so you know, certain learners have never seen, when you talk about a mouse, okay, it is just supposed to be a theory based, where a learner is supposed to know to say, okay, this is a mouse. No, they are supposed to actually hold an actual mouse, hold it, okay, so that they understand to say, okay, when you talk about a mouse, this is a mouse, okay. You should not just theorize when you are just going there to go and teach that side. You should not just be a theory, okay. Yourself is just the aspect of availing information on a theory base. No, okay. You should endeavor to make sure to say you give your learners a practical experience, okay. If you are going to talk about Microsoft Word, make sure to say you ensure to say you avail Microsoft Word, the interface, okay, okay. Make sure to say everything is properly availed to your learners, okay, because this is an important part, okay. Now, if we are to look at a practical, at which level of Bloom's taxonomy does it fall under?
It was under you've taught the knowledge that they've learned.
Yes, Otidia, you're breaking up. Please kindly speak up.
I think it falls under some kind. You teach the learners, and then you want them to apply the knowledge that they Bloom's taxonomy. It falls under application.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Morgan also says it falls under application. Otilia has just come from telling us to say no, it falls under application. Yes, I agree with you. Okay, okay. When you are looking at practical experiments, okay, they encompass a lot of levels. Okay, there's an aspect of recalling, okay, which is at knowledge level, okay, okay. There is aspect of understanding, okay. There are all sorts of aspects all put together, but summatively you are trying to apply what a learner is able to recall, to put it into practice, okay. So it could follow under application, but it also encompasses other aspects, other levels, such as knowledge level altogether, okay, where a learner is able to identify. Maybe, for instance, you open up a word interface, okay, so a learner is able to identify to say this is a home tab, okay, this is an insert tab, okay, So he's able to recall what you taught, what you taught the learner. Okay? Are we together? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay, so that is what a practical session is all about. Okay, maybe we now go into and looking at some of the disadvantages of this having a practical. Okay, what could be some of the advantages, okay, of having a practical session? It's important that we do, even when you go in your teaching to go and teach, okay, either teaching practice or actual teaching, you should endeavor to make sure to say you go and demonstrate your skills through a practical session. Advantage number one, it allows learners to demonstrate and practice their skills, their knowledge. All together, okay? Knowledge and skills, okay? So you are allowing your learners to go and demonstrate, to say, okay, this is what they know. Okay? It's not just merely just trying to say, okay, my learners know about this. You see that? Okay? Okay? It's not just merely looking at it from a multiple choice point of view, where you have learners are able to demonstrate to say, no, they've gotten 100%, they've gotten, no. But are you able to see, to say your learners are able to do something? Are your learners able to move from unknown to known, from a general to a specific point of view? Okay, so that is the importance of a practice. Okay, number two, it provides a powerful tool for teachers to objectively assess the competence of these manual skills. Okay, okay. So you look at, you remember to say we had the assessment that is objective assessment, such as a multiple choice. Okay, okay. We had also completion of filling in the blanks. Okay, so you as a teacher, it gives you now a broader perspective to assess your learners. You see that? Okay, to assess the competence of the learners, okay, using the manual work now. Are they able now to create a database? Okay, are your learners now able to type a letter? Are your learners now able to put formulas in Excel? Okay, all those, okay, Excel, you could give them in Excel. Okay, you could give them in Word. Okay, all those types of assessments that you can give them for them to have a practical experience, okay, are very, very important, because they are now showing you as a teacher to say, okay, am I gaining? Okay, are my learners able to understand what I'm teaching? Okay, that's the more important part about a practical assessment. Okay, it's very important to assess even your teacher, the performance of a teacher. You as a teacher, are you progressing? Okay, so it's very important to take note of all these. Okay, number three. Okay, number three, establishes a link between theories and practice. Okay, so you just don't just teach theory. Okay, if you are going to talk about a LAN, local area network, can you avail a practical scenario to your learners, you know, avail a practical scenarios to your learners to say, okay, this are your learners able to appreciate, to say, okay, this is a land. Okay? Are the learners able to move just from a general perspective to a more specific perspective? So that's the more reason why we use practicals in our teaching, in our assessment. Okay? Practicals, are you, as you go out to go and teach your learners, okay, there will be times when you'll be required to use practicals as a way of instructing your learners. Now, number 4, practical experiments can be extended to become hands-on. Okay, hands-on experimental skills. Okay, hands-on experimental skills examination. Okay, so you could use it to examine your learners. Okay, to be coupled with brief instructions. Remember when we were doing practicals in your first years, okay, we could bring a practical where instructions are availed to you, okay, to say if it's a word practical, they say, okay, change the heading of change the heading to board. Okay, you could change your heading to board. Okay, and then maybe you could use italic. Okay, so it's important to give instructions to your learners when you are assessing. Okay, and also interactive questions, okay, on theories. Okay, so these practical sessions, don't make them to be such a way that they should just be theory based. Okay, but make sure to say you help the learners in the practical session to understand from a general perspective to a specific perspective. Okay, are there any questions, any additions that we could look at on advantages of a practical? Yes.
Okay, this an addition. I think
Yes,
also
Peter.
practical helps learners to have a broader view on what is being taught.
Yeah, learners to have a broader view. Okay, anyone to say something? Anyone to also ask something? We are clear?
Yes, sir.
We are okay. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Disadvantages of a practical. Okay, thank you. Otida says yes. Disadvantages of a practical. Okay. Number 1, time consuming and costly to set up laboratory equipment. Okay. Time consuming and what? It's time consuming and also very, very costly. Okay. If you look at the aspect of time, okay, when you are setting up a practical, make sure to say you allocate yourself enough time. Time is a factor. There's also the aspect of costs. most schools where you are going to go will be schools where there are no even laboratories. Don't think to say those people are backwards because they don't have equipment. No, it's the aspect of cost. You see that? It's the aspect of cost. So when you are trying to do practicals, make sure to say you have enough resources for you to attain what you want to do. Cost is a factor. Okay. Number two, some experiments, it may not be feasible for teachers to offer one set of experiment to each learner. Okay. So some experiments, it may not be feasible to offer, okay, for teachers to offer, okay, one set of equipment to each learners. We looked at the aspect of costs here. Okay, so at times you find to say maybe the computer lab does not have enough computers for each learner to access. Okay, so you find to say at a particular time you can't have, in some of the schools that you're going to go, you will find to say you will not even have maybe a computer. Maybe you'll be one computer on 50 pupils. Okay, or maybe the ratio could be 1 to 10, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 50, and so on and so forth. So at times these practicals will not be feasible. It will not be possible for the teacher to offer one set of equipment, okay, to each learner. Okay, so that is also a disadvantage. Another disadvantage that is there is that teachers may find it difficult to develop uniform, fair, and reliable assessment rubrics. Now, when we talk about rubrics, we are talking about a marking key. Are we together? We are talking about a marking key. Okay, that is a rubric. Okay, in the next session, I'm going to teach you how to develop a marking key and the actual marking itself. As you go out for teaching practice, you need to know these elements. Okay, so teachers may find it difficult to develop uniform, fair, reliable assessment rubrics to evaluate students or learners' practical skills. It's not, you remember when we were looking at the aspect of short answers, we looked at the aspect of filling in completion. Okay, it's not easy to come up with a marking scheme. Okay, a marking key. Okay, so it is also very difficult to develop a marking key. Okay, a rubric is a marking key.
Okay.
For a practical session, rubrics are marking keys. You could have a rubric for you to assess an essay question. Okay, so that rubric is meant to help the teacher to evaluate the skills in a learner. All together. So construction or developing of that rubric can also be tedious and difficult at times for certain teachers. I'll show you.
So I wanted to ask a question.
Yes, please.
Okay, I just want to ask about the second disadvantage there,
Uh-huh.
where you have a challenge. Maybe you have a whole computer and then you're attending about to make your pupils there. Is it that how can you approach such issue, or maybe
Yes, Mtare, Mtare, are you able to get us?